We'll start in a few minutes.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Just give me a few minutes. Yeah. So I've turned on the recording. So this is being recorded. I don't think we are live streaming, but once the meeting is over, the recording should be available.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Let me see if the streaming options is available. Then I'll turn that on as well. Yeah. Okay. I've turned on the live streaming also. So this will be available on YouTube as well. Okay. So this meeting is basically a few doubt clearing and a few pointers for the coming OPP, which is next Saturday. So let's start off with a few doubts that you guys have, and then I'll take on in a more general direction. I saw a few hands raised.
Sir, your voice is echoing.
Echoing? Okay. 1 second.
No, sir.
But actually, we don't
No,
get.
sir, your voice is perfectly fine.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Okay. So 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any doubts, can let me know. In general about OPP or the syllabus of OPP. We'll cover a few of them and then we'll move on.
Sir, which weeks have the most weightage in the OPP?
So OPP will have 5 questions. All questions will have equal weightage, and you can expect like one question from SED, one from OC. So SED is I think week 8, right? And OC is week 9. So one from SED, one from OC, and 3 questions. One will be on the basics. So like week 1, 2, 3, 5, these things. And 2 on like pattern matching, regex and all. Yeah, Shromadip OPP VM login this time will be same as course VM. So just like you log in into the course VM using the SSH command, the same process will be there.
Okay.
So internally on
Exam
the
question will
day
be
of,
there in the course VM.
yes. So on the day of OPP, the doing the same command will take you to the OPP VM directly.
Oh, okay.
So you will only see the OPP questions.
Oh.
Sir, will there be any options like in
Op-
Java OPP?
Option, okay, like in the questions to attempt.
Yes, sir.
No, this in system commands there are 5 questions. You have to attempt all 5 questions. Like all are none are optional.
And sir, the VM will be provided in the dashboard.
VM is same as course VM, how you do. So you already log in into the course VM, right? So I
Yes,
think
sir.
you have also got a mail for NPP. So same way you log in into course VM, solve the NPP. Same way you will log in, but that VM will be lighter. Like it will only have the OPP question, and your home directory will be empty. So you won't have current coursework that you have.
Sorry, sir. What about the NPP?
NPP is currently in course VM, but on the day of OPP, you will work in OPP VM, which you will access in the same way. So these we will cover from tomorrow. So we
Sir, where is NPP given? From where we can access it?
that you already have a mail, right? Did you guys not receive a mail for NPP?
Not so far, sir.
We got.
Yes, sir, received.
Sir, today only
It's in the
We
mail.
have, we have received the notification on
Sir,
the
I
task.
think voice is flickering.
Okay, okay. I think you guys have got a mail for the NPP. So just go through that, go through the process of. So this process of how to connect, we will actually have a recurring session every day from tomorrow. So every day, instead of TS sessions, we will basically, the TS will handle all these doubts of how to log in or how to connect to the VM. So any connectivity doubts they will take. So this session we're focusing more on the doubts regarding the topics.
Sir, can we do the
Sir,
NP
for
question?
the in the exam, in
One
one
by one.
question, if we are submitting only like partial submission takes place, that is like out of 10 cases, if only 5 or 6 are submitting, then will the marking be like partial, or will it be the direct zero?
Partial based on the number of private test cases, not public test cases. Public test cases don't have any weightage. Private have equal weightage. So if you pass 5 out of 10, you get half for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
is this session live on YouTube as well?
Yeah, yeah. You can see on the top, right? It mentions that it's recording and live streaming.
Sir,
Yes. Yeah.
NPP that has been, we got a mail saying it's been released. How will we access it? There is a separate mail will come, or
It's in the same course VM. I think the mail should also mention how you access.
Sir, I
Yes,
checked
sir.
using the command lsopt SC2001, but there's no question named like NPP.
Oh, is it?
It is there. I found it.
Sir, we can see the NPP lessons which are there, but we were having certain doubts regarding the answers for the same. If you could just solve the NPP questions, it will be great for us, just for a practice, because it's mentioned in the mail that it will really help you with the OPP.
Yeah, NPP questions are actually last term OPPE questions. I can go through few of them if you have doubts. 1 second, let me just verify if the NPP is working as expected.
So may I ask one question?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So the OPP exams like in 4 days from now. Given the time, especially for people who are doing a dual degree, which weeks would you say are important to just look into, which is more than enough for preparation for OPP? Like which weeks are the most important? Which weeks are, if you just watch, are more than enough?
So if you're watching, I would say that is actually not enough. And like to be very bluntly
No, I think
honest,
there are some practice questions in the
yeah,
PowerShell.
that does not work. So if you are just starting now, like watching the lectures or practicing, high chances you won't be able to solve most questions of OPP. So OPP, like system commands, is a practical course, like the mathematics courses. So you'll need to practice solving courses from the starting. And also here it's like the weeks are not segregated, like this week only this is taught and you ask questions from that. So everything is interconnected. So ideally you need to go through all the weeks 1 to 9. Somewhat isolated concepts are said and awk, which are the last few weeks, which have separate questions from them. But in general you need knowledge of like the entire 1 to 9 syllabus.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but if you want like very isolated topics, then I can say SED and AWK are such ones which is like not related to others much.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So and they will be like how the GRPS have been, right? Only like a few lines of code. It's not like it's going to be a big code, is it?
No, it will usually be like 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 lines of code.
Mostly like that. It will involve like a for or while loop, if condition, something like that. It's not going to be a big code, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because week 10, the GRPA was pretty big.
No, it won't be like week 10 GRPA. So that is mostly for like untimed practice. So if you have time, you can slowly do that. Okay, so let me share my screen and show the NPP.
Thank you so much.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. So my question was that if you,
Yeah.
so sir, at the end of the session, can you please go through? I came across this one video of yours on the actual channel of IITM in which you explained about the OPP and activating the bash RC file, so that we can automate few of our things while we are doing the OPP, so that it can help us while attempting the exam. So can you just go through that at the very end of the session?
Sure. Yeah, I'll cover it in the. So you can go through that video for more details, but I'll cover the basics here also.
All right, sir.
Yeah. So I'll quickly show you for people who are still not able to connect. I won't go into details. Right? So how you connect to the VM, if you're still not familiar, you can take up in the TA sessions. But hopefully for people who know how to connect, this is familiar. So once you SSH, instead of name, like for you guys, it will be your roll number, right? So SSH your roll number at ssh.study at mac.in. So there, if you see OPT SC 2001, there are all these questions you have already done, like been seeing from start of the course. These 5 are the new ones, NPP 1.1 to 1.5. Right, so these are actually last term's OPP questions. So NPP is just like mock OPP. So I can quickly show you how you can go through these. Right, so first of all, you will need to, in your home directory, again for people who have never opened the VM or never done any BPT, I'm going from very basics, but I don't expect that you need to be told this. Right, so in your home directory, you need to create a folder SE2001 if it is not there. If it is there, just CD and go inside. And there, if it's not there, you have to create these folders, NPP 1.1, NPP 1.2, like this, or you can create like this with a brace expansion, right? So this expands to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them. So it will create those 5 folders. So you can see also here you will have, now in your home, you will have the folders. So the folders you have in your home will depend, that is your personal home directory. If one student has solved only 5 questions, they will have only 5 folders. If they have solved more, they will have more, right? So please don't ask, I don't have all these folders. So if you create the folders, they will be there. And let us go into the first folder, which is NPP 1.1. So we created this folder, so it will be an empty folder. Inside the folder, you won't have anything because we just created it. But to see the question, you need to do synchro show. Right? So this is a in-house command that we have. So synchro show will show you the question, given you have created it in the correct directory. If it shows something like this is not an assignment directory, just verify that you have created it in the correct place and the name of the folder is correct. So hopefully till now this is clear. Like people who have done BPT, this should be pretty obvious till now. So I'll go through the question first. So the question is given a list of file names with extensions, 1 per line. Write a script that counts the number of files for each file extension and outputs the result in the format given below. The output should be sorted by descending count of files and then by descending order of the file extension. So let us go through what this means. So we also have input and output example. So let's say we have input like this. There are some file names. Every file have a dot and then the extension. So what we have to print is the count of those extensions. There are also some instructions we can go through. Write your script in script.sh. This is similar to most assignments you have done, like in BPT and all. So you write your solution in a script.sh. and it should be executable. So what does this mean? What command do we run to do this?
chmod plus x.
Yeah, chmod plus x or u plus x, which will basically give it the executable permission. So that is required to run the script. And it should read input from standard input and write output to standard output. What this means is input is given to it from the STDN. So you either read using like the read command or pass it directly to any command. Most commands automatically read from STDN. So you don't have to do anything for this specially. If you're reading line by line using a loop, then we use the read command for that. But what this means is you don't read it from the command line arguments like $1, $2, etc. You read it from the standard input. And no actual files will be created or accessed. So this is just text given to you. It's not real files you should expect to be present in your file system. So script should only process the provided input. Right? And constraints are the file name will always contain an extension. So it won't be that a file like a line does not have any extension at all. The extension may be in either case, like uppercase or lowercase or any like random case, but this should always be considered in the same extension. So this is one hint that the question has added that you can see also in the example. So here movie.mp4 is there. So how many MP4s are there? Video MP4 and movie MP4. So that's why here MP4 has count 2. But even though this one is in uppercase and this one is in lowercase, we consider both as this. Right? So this means we have to take the input and convert everything to lowercase. And then we work on top of that, which is the third constraint. Output should be in lowercase. Right? And if you see at the top, there was one constraint given to us that the output should be sorted by descending count of files and then by descending order of the file extension. So we have 3, then 2s and 1s, but for the ones that are same, like 2 and 2, it is sorted in descending order of the extension. So MP4 and then MP3, and PDF, so P, which comes later in the alphabet, and then docx. But this sounds like we have to do 2 sorting, but actually this is just 1 sorting. So simply sorting the entire output line in descending order will work. So this is one hint that is given to us. So I've gone through the question. I heard there are some raised hands. So let me just pause. If you have any doubts, let me know. No? Or were they like chat messages? Okay. Can we use I as in like instead? Or okay. So we'll go through the solution for this. And I have not prepared this. It may take me also some time to arrive at the solution. But yeah, we'll do this together. Okay. And so if you don't have any doubts in the questions, let us now try to see how we can arrive at the solution. Actually, let me open this in a new tab, so it's easier for me to open a tmux inside. Right, so this is the question we were seeing. So let me open tmux. Hopefully, most of you are familiar with tmux. If not, I will not go through it here, but there's a video, I think in portal also it's there. Or let me open the course directly. It's easier for you guys to follow. So you can, I won't cover it here, but we have not made it public, is it? The tutorials, okay. 1 second. Okay, so if you open the course, you can see, is it still not showing? You can see there will be a unit called tutorial, right? And there are some tutorials there. we have for make SSH. These make is not that important for OPP. SSH obviously, because you're connecting with SSH, you can go through basics, but not important. Tmux is if you want to do multiplexing of terminal, you can go through this. Not required, but it can be useful. So I will be using Tmux. If you have any doubts, don't raise it in this session because it's already covered in this video. Right. So the reason I'm using Tmux is just because I can. What happened? It's a bit slow. 1 second. Yeah. So the reason I'm using Tmux is so that I can multiplex. I can open question on one side and open write solution on the other side. Is this font size fine or it's too small?
Yes, sir.
Sir, could you please increase?
Fine.
So are we supposed to use Tmux for our OPP?
No, you're not required to use, but you can use. It's available. You can choose to open 2 terminals and SSH twice also. That is also fine. It's up to you. If you have, I would not suggest you go and use Tmux if you have never used it, because you might end up wasting more time, because Tmux takes some time to get used to. So only people who are familiar with it, you can use it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm using command prompt to log in into the via SSH. So is that okay?
Sorry, last part of your question I couldn't get.
I was saying that I'm using command prompt to log in via SSH for solving the BPTs and all.
Yeah.
Log in the course VM. So is that okay and acceptable for the OPP?
Yeah. If it works for course VM, it will work fine.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So first things first, I just need to know which file to create, right? So the instructions you can see, write your script in script.sh. So I will create script.sh. Okay, I think this is even slower. Let me actually do normally. For some reason, the VM is lagging for me. Okay.
Sir, how close will be the actual OPE in relation to this NP previous terms question? Very similar in nature, complexity, or it's
it will be similar. Yes, it won't be like
exactly same. I understand it's not same, but
yeah, but in general, it will be similar. It might be a bit easier this time than the last time. Yeah, it won't be harder. That is for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So you are saying last time was more difficult than?
Yeah, last term was more difficult than this term.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, in OPP there is no restriction with regards to switching the tab, because if we'll open 2 instances of terminal.
No, there's no tab change restriction, but you're only allowed to open either the portal on where you open, right? So the exam OPP proctoring portal and this terminal. So you're not allowed to open other websites or ChatGPT and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, can we read man pages?
Yeah, man pages are allowed. Man pages, info, help, all those. Anything accessible inside the VM is allowed.
Hello.
Yeah.
Password page to access the VM.
Password page to access the VM. I didn't get you.
To access the VM, it asks a password, right? Which we have to open
new tab.
Yeah.
That is fine.
Hello.
Google authentication. Yeah, go ahead.
In the Tmux is used to basically to read the question line by line. If I write the question in the exercise book manually, and then normally if I doing the
that is fine. That is fine.
That is also okay, na?
Yes, it might take some time of yours, so it is up to you how you want to do time management. But exercise book is not allowed in general in OPP. They only allow you to carry A4 sheet, blank sheet. So you can use that.
Okay, A4 sheet can be used.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I have a doubt. usually in the OPPs they ask, they once and twice they have asked questions related to the Fibonacci series and such questions, like printing in the triangle of n such that like each number is like in the Fibonacci numbers. I have also sent that question in the chat. So you could you please discuss how to approach such questions, because while focusing on the logic part, I tend to mess up the basic syntax itself sometimes.
Sure. Yeah, we'll cover that. I think around question 2 or 3, we'll take that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one. Okay, let's start by actually doing it. Okay, I got locked out. Sorry. Let's start by creating a very simple file and doing it in the command line itself. One second. This, I think the VM is a bit slow. Just give me 1 minute. I'll take a look and get back.
I think what I
Yes,
experienced
it
earlier
is.
is always it logs out automatically, and then the tmux doesn't restore back.
Excuse me, sir.
Not working.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
So will this become as a recorded session?
Yeah, we are recording and streaming to YouTube. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, I'm not able to see the streaming in YouTube. That's why I asked previously.
You're not able to see the streaming. Why? Let me check.
So, how many questions we need to solve to pass in OPP out of 5?
So it's equal weighted. So 40% is 2.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir, it's not there in YouTube.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Okay, yeah, I think the streaming is not working. Okay, but the recording is there. So once the meeting is over, the recording will be available in the Google Calendar.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Is the facing same issue with the exam? We have like this is the slow and that.
Your voice is not very audible, but I got your point. Yeah, no, in the exam, so we will again scale up the VM, right? So you will not be facing any slow issues, hopefully.
Yes, sir, because it's too laggy.
Yeah. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Let me turn off this if it's not working.
Sir, at the end of this session, can you upload this session to YouTube?
Yeah, sure.
Is the login procedure OPP same as what we are doing in the VM portal?
Yes, it's the same. Yes. Okay. So hopefully this is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. So let's try by simply creating a file and just testing it out. Right. So let's say I create a file, example or something like that, and here I can just put some, like I can just copy this input. Right. .mp4 is .mp3. So this is just to try out a few commands and see in the command line itself, instead of like writing a script, running it, and seeing the output. So this you can also do during the OPP if you just want to test out some things, if it's working correctly or not. Right. So as you can see, I created a file that just has these this example input, and our expected output is like this. the count, like the extension and the count. Right, so first of all, what I need to do is I need to only work on the extensions, right? I don't need the name of the files. So I need to, from this input, I need to get only the extensions. So how can we do that? Any idea?
Sir, we need to create all these in a file also, is it?
No, this is just for our understanding. I've created.
Okay.
Yeah, any idea? How do we get the extensions?
Yes,
Hard
it is
cut
fill to.
option.
Like we can cut the fill to. We can use cut command, walk command.
So grep
or grep.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think
So
grep
cut.
is-
There is an option for the double hash, right? Which will
cut
be
is the cut is easy.
That okay. So yeah, the one you're saying double hash, that works in variables, shell variables, but this is in standard input. So if you're reading line by line, that will still work if you read like each line in a variable. But easier is to use build like commands that directly process on standard in. So cut is one example I got from you people. Cut will work, but there is one thing that will miss out. So I will run this, and so what will be the field we want, 1 or 2?
There is a point.
Two.
F2.
Two, right?
2 point and separated row. Separated dot.
So the delimiter is dot and the second field. So with this, I get the extension, but notice that the output has dot also, right? Whereas here I don't have the dot. So cut is useful when we don't want the delimiter. But if we want the delimiter, I'm not sure if cut has a flag to have the delimiter also. I've not checked that. I don't think so, right? Yeah, I don't think so. So another is what many of you told is grep. Right? So we can use grep to basically match this pattern. It's a literal dot followed by characters. So what we can do is I can do grep, and then to match a literal dot, I have to escape it. So backspace dot, and then any number of characters. So dot star at the end of the line. So this works. This has some issues. I'll cover that after this. But if I do this with example, you can see that it correctly matches this, although it still prints the whole line. So
did we put 2 dots?
Sorry?
So did we put 2 dots there?
No, this is literal dot, and this means any character.
Okay.
Regex, right? BRE.
Here we can use O option minus O.
Yes. So minus O will give me only the matched extensions, right? So only what is matched will be printed, not the entire line. So this works, but this has one issue. So I will demonstrate it by changing the example file. So let's say I have something like test.final.txt. So I'll print the file once. So what do you think will be the output when I run this? Will we get?
It will also it will include the final and txt.
Yes, exactly. Right. So this is coming like this, which is not what we want. Right. So we want only the last part. So we don't want any other prefix. So how can we fix this regex to match only the last part? Any idea?
So instead of from starting, you have to search from the end.
No, we are already anchoring the end, so that is fine. We are already saying that match what is at the end. But the
Maybe
problem.
we can negate means any dot, everything else the dot. Then last we include the dot extension.
Yes, so you're close. How do we negate that?
Is that the V option?
Last 3 characters only.
No, okay, so someone told last 3 characters. That won't work because not all extensions are 3 characters long. It's a docx is example.
So we can add a dollar sign at the end. Oh,
That we already have. Yes, that's not the issue. So, okay, I'll tell you what the issue is. The issue is this. You can see the second dot, right?
Yes, sir.
The question is how I match this correctly. Instead of the full thing, you can see this is the input. So instead of the .final.txt, I want to match only .txt. So I'll tell you the
give
problem.
dot, then anything which is not means negating the next dot, then
Yes, yes, exactly. That is the correct solution. Another person also said alphanumeric.
So
That
hash
also
hash
works. No,
using
again, I
hash
said,
hash.
right, hash is in variable manipulation. So here we are not storing these in variables, right? So we're working on standard input directly. So one solution was, so the second dot is the problem, which means any character. One solution was use alphanumeric A to Z, 0 to 9, which works, as you can see, but some extensions might also have like some special character and all. So easier solution is, instead of just telling all the characters I want to match, you can just tell the character I don't want to match, which is a dot. Right. So now what this means is match a dot followed by any character that is not a dot present any number of times. So the star means repeat indefinitely at the end of the line. Right? So if we do it this way, then again we get exactly the last extension. So even if there are like multiple, not just two, if there are 3, 4, 5, we will always get the last extension. And we also match correctly if the extension is 4 characters or 2 characters. It's not even 1 character. So C source code is 1 character. So everything like this is dynamic filtering.
Sir, can you repeat again that how this is working? That not dot, that part I didn't really get it.
Yeah, so a caret inside a character class, which is the square brackets.
So
Right? So
for a dot, first it will search for a dot, and then after search, it finds the
yes,
first dot, literal dot. Then it will search for a not a dot.
not dot present as many times as possible at the end of the line.
Okay.
Right? So this part alone, if I don't have the dollar, will match both this dot final and this dot txt. So I can show you. If I remove this dollar, you can see it is actually printing two things for the last line, dot final and dot txt. But I don't want all the matches of dot and then non-dot. I only want the one that is at the end of the line, right? So only at the end of the line, dot followed by non-dot, I want to match those. So that is why we add the dollar here. 1 second, let me.
So can we do dot or question mark? So it was only once at the end of the line.
Sorry, I lost the connection. Yeah, you were saying?
So literal dot, question mark. So it is once and at the end of the line. So dollar.
No, this won't match anything, right? So you're saying just dot present once, a dot and then one character at the end. So that this will just match extensions with one character.
No, that will be, so we are matching dot, right? So we are mentioning that the dot is literal character, which is only once at the end of the.
No. So the question mark means present 0 or 1 time. But you also need to match the extension, right? You're not matching the extension. So you need to match the extension as well. If you see this, so you don't want to just match a dot, right? You want to match dot followed by the
Everything
characters.
coming up.
Yeah. So the actual solution is, which we already discussed, right? So dot followed by not dot, present as many times at the end of the line. And you use -O. Right? So till now, I have been doing this by using a file, which is also how most of you would have used all these commands, grep, cut and all. But the most important thing to understand is these commands work with standard input, which is also how you will have to work with in OPPE, most questions. So you can do it by simply like doing cat an example. You can see that it prints the input, right? And piping it to grep. So if you do grep and then the same, like the pattern doesn't change. So then you can see it gets the same output. So basically, if you give a file to grep after the pattern, it will search in that file. If you don't give a file, it will search for standard input. So here I am providing standard input to grep by using this pipe. So I'm just printing the input, giving it to grep. In your script, it will already be coming to standard input. So you don't have to do this part, right? You just need to write the grep command. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I again open the script. So let me copy this. So this we saw is how we extract the extensions. Right. So here, if I paste this and I save this, so you can see my script file that I created just has this command. If I make it executable, then I do synchro eval. Right. So then you can see this is our output. Right. So if you see the top of this diff, it says the ones with the left arrow is your actual output, and sorry, yeah, the one with the left arrow is your actual output. The one with the right arrow is your expected output. So here you can see now our script is just printing the extensions, right? Because that is all we have done. We have not done anything else, just printing the extension. Whereas expected is, as we saw, the sample output, the count and the extensions. And so this you can, this is basically we verified that writing just this grep command without a file will directly work because the input is coming to our script standard. So next we just want to now fix our script. So instead of printing all the extensions, we want to get the count of the extensions. And so let me go back to our example. And so here we had this example, right? So now instead of printing all the extensions, how can I get the count of the extensions? Any idea?
Sorting maybe.
Word count.
No, word count will just give you count of lines, right? So if you do word count, it will just tell you there are 10 lines. But I want how many?
You can use sorting.
Yes, so sort is part of the answer. Yes, you need to sort first, but why you need to sort comes from the actual solution, which is the unique command. So if you see the unique command, so what this will do is it will basically filter out matching lines from the input. And there is a flag for this -c. What that will do is it will prefix lines by the number of occurrences. So if you, but there's one requirement. So if you see, the input has to be sorted. So why the input has to be sorted? Because as you can see, the unique command will only filter adjacent matching lines. So only lines that are after each other that are same. So if we have like this, sorry, not TWC. If we have like this, where you can see one txt is here, another txt is here. They are not adjacent to each other, and another is here. So then unique will not be able to filter them out. Only if they are side by side. So the easiest way to make same things side by side is by sorting. So if you sort this output like alphabetically, obviously all the same values will come together. Right? So all like they are all sorted, and they're also the same ones will come together. So now if I use the unique command, which we saw with -c flag, so now I will get the count of each. And so this is exactly also the format we want. Right? So you can see there is some space at the left, which is matching this. So this is exactly the unique's format that the expected output is. Right? So can you tell me anything that is left from this?
Upper, lower.
Reverse, sort reverse.
Upper,
yes,
lower.
two things, right? So
lowercase, uppercase to lowercase.
Yes, two things. So like you guys mentioned, both are correct. So one is I need to treat both the MP4s same. So here there is one MP4 for uppercase, one MP4 for lowercase. So I need to convert everything to lowercase. Second is this has to be in the reverse order of the count. So let's do the first one first because that is easy. So how can I convert uppercase to lowercase?
Can we put the grep -o and I?
-i flag in grep.
-i will not do anything different because our pattern does not have any.
Translate.
TR from upper
TR.
to
Yes, TR is the solution. So I'll explain first why I won't work, because see, grep minus I means do the search case insensitively. Here my search does not have any uppercase or lowercase characters. So the output will be exactly same. Minus I does not mean that change the output to lowercase. So these small details you have to be careful what the flags actually mean. Just remembering the keyword won't help. So grep minus I will work if I want to, let's say I want to find MP4 in this file. I just want to find MP4.
Sir, can you repeat the part where you said how it will uppercase, lowercase?
Yeah, so if I use, that's what I'm showing. So if I just do grep MP, for example, I get only this. But actually I wanted to find all the MP4 uppercase or lowercase. So then I can do minus I, and what this means is search for this pattern regardless of the case. So then I will correctly get both uppercase and lowercase. But this is not changing this uppercase to lowercase, right, which is what we want. So that's why minus I is not the correct solution here. So some of you correctly mentioned, right? So the correct way to do this is using the TR command.
To lowering also?
Yes, to make something to from uppercase to lowercase, we use the TR command.
Like
So
to lowering another comment is there from uppercase to lowercase.
Which command?
To lowering.
To lower. I think it is a walk command. I think.
This is in awk. So we're not using awk in this. Like you can use awk obviously if you want, but that is like a overkill. Yeah, if you're like very familiar with awk and you're not familiar at all with the basics, you can go that route. But I'll just show the easiest way because this is usually how most students will do. So it is using TR. So TR is a very simple command. It translates a like group of characters to another group of characters. So in TR, you give one set and another set. So we won't be needing actually these others, but you should actually be familiar with all of these. So because TR only has like 4 flags. This one also I don't think is that much useful. Mostly these. So you should actually be pretty familiar with what all of these are. You can go through this in your own time. But we will need the default behavior of TR where we basically translate from one character set to another. So I think there is an example somewhere in the main page. No? Okay. We can just see from our side. So in TR, what you can do is you can give a character class by just giving like this char1-char2. What this means is all characters from char1 to char2 in ascending order. So this is one set, and similarly the second set also you can give this way. Similarly, there are other ways to do also. You can go through these. You should be going through these. So for this requirement, it's pretty simple. All we need is we need to use TR, and then we want to make every character A to Z to be lowercase a to Z. So what this means is convert capital A to lowercase a, capital B to lowercase b. So it will convert in the same order. So all uppercase will be made lowercase. So now, as you can see, this uppercase has become lowercase. But is this the correct way to do this?
Square brackets, right?
No. In TR, you don't need to do that. In TR, you don't need the square brackets. You can give directly the character class. So here, can anyone tell me why this is not correct? Like this is in lowercase, but I still have 2 MP4s.
Orders.
We need to do this
Because it's in ascending order. No, sir. We need to.
We need to do the TR before sorting.
Yes. So we have to actually do the TR as early as possible before the sort and unique. So hopefully this wrapping is not confusing you guys, but yeah. Right, so ignore this part. I'm just printing the file. I extract the extensions. I make everything lowercase. Let me actually just print this so no one is confused. So if we just have this, if you remember, we extract just the extensions exactly as it is in the input. Then we need to do the translate. So convert uppercase to lowercase. Now you can see this MP4 has become lowercase MP4. Right? Now if I do sort, obviously they'll all be adjacent. And if I now do unique C, now we will get the correct count. As you can see, MP4 is coming 2 and TXT is 4. Right? So the uppercase, lowercase quotient part is done. Only thing left is the like changing the order in which this is printed. So let me know if till this it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Sir, here,
Yes, sir.
sir, here, unique C. Can we explain almost what is done by the unique C?
Unique C will just print the count, like it will print it in this format. It will print the count of each occurrence.
It is just give this number.
Yeah. It is doing this counting and printing this number in this form.
And here, short means it is short alphabetically or
Yeah, alphabetically. Yes.
A to Z. Okay.
Yeah. So finally, what we want to do is we want to take this output and we want to sort this again, but we want to sort it numerically and in reverse order. Right? So why numerically? Because here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but let's say there was some chance where there is, let's say, 11 or something like that. So if I just sort, let's say if I do, demonstrate something very briefly. Okay? If I do 1 and 11, sorry, if I print 1 and 11, if I sort this normally, okay, wait, maybe 2 and 11 or something will help. Yeah, so as you can see, if I just print 2 and 11 and I sort this, it comes like this, 11 and then 2, which is not correct, right? Because obviously 2 is smaller than 11. But the reason this works is because sort is doing a alphabetical sorting. So it is just checking each character one by one and sorting based on that. So it sees this 1 is bigger than 2, sorry, 1 is smaller than 2, and that's why it puts it on top. So if we don't want this behavior, if you want numeric sorting, so treat things like numbers, then we have to use the minus n flag. Yes, R for reverse, I'll come to that.
RN.
Yeah, n is for the numeric sorting. So if you do numeric sorting, now it will actually do it correctly. So it will do based on the number. So if we go back to our actual thing here, if I do a sort n, it will do a sorting, but it is, as you can see, sorting in ascending order. So if I want sorting in descending order, I have to give the minus R flag as well. So Rn or Nr, any order, will give you this output. So this is actually the full solution for this first question. So if I now copy this part and put it in our script.sh.
Then can I see the output in the exam? If some mistake is happened, can I see the input and output also?
Yeah, so a diff will be shown, right? So diff, make yourself very familiar with the diff command, how it works and what its output means, right? So because whatever command you write, you can choose to use one command or not, but diff will always be used to show you the difference between your output and the expected output. So you should understand how diff works. So I will show you how that works. I actually showed it already earlier. So you can see it will be shown something like this. So it will already show you that this is what you printed, but this is what is expected. So if two lines are correct, like you have printed them correctly, that won't be shown. Only lines that are not matching will be shown.
So will it come automatically, or we have to?
Yeah, it comes when you do sync well. Yeah, it will come automatically. Same as all your BPTs, right? Hopefully you guys have gone through those. So some BPTs might just print like your output, expected output, but most of them should actually use diff. I'm not sure, I have to check. But yeah, so the same format as this NPP, your OPP will also follow. So it will print this diff this way. Left, like this, left is your actual output, right is expected output. And only lines that are not matching will be printed. So let's say you are expected to print 10 lines and 9 lines you print correctly. It will not show 10 lines left, 10 lines right. It will only show 1 line left, which is wrong. Sorry, which is you have printed, and 1 line right, which is the expected. So it will only show lines that are not matching. So yeah, let's come back So now what we did is we have updated the script to the full solution. Now,
So
yeah,
the first sort is used for sorting the alphabets. Then the
yes.
last sort is only for the numbers.
Not just the number. So if you see the hint here, we are sorting by number, yes. So the first field that sort encounters is this, right? So tell a space. So it will sort the first field numerically. After that, because this is not number, it will fall back to sorting normal alphabetically, which is also what we want. Right?
So regarding the diff command, the system will automatically show when we are doing the OPE, right? The difference?
Yeah.
We don't need to physically type.
When you do a synchro eval, yes. Okay. So now if I do this, what happens is there'll be some error in the private test case, but ignore that for now. So I'll explain why that is coming and how to fix it. So now you can see we are passing all the test cases, right? So public test cases, 10 out of 10. We have passed all the public test cases. Private is failing. That is because, so this is one thing you should always just remember this. Whenever you see this exec format error, what this means is you're missing the shebang, right? So for private test cases, you actually need to have the shebang. So please don't post after the OPP that all my public tests passed, but all my private tests failed. Why is that? So we won't entertain those doubts. So if you're having the exec error, the reason is you don't have the shebang. So always remember to have the shebang at any bash script. Right? So the first line should correctly have the shebang. So once you have the shebang, do synchro eval. And okay, I think there is some issue with the NPP. It is the private test cases are not
We need to give
configured.
only
Can you
bin
please?
bash. Should we give that USR also? User also?
No, you can skip that also because if you see.
Yeah, I had given bin bash, but still my private test cases failed actually.
So can you please explain this errors, how to read it and make the corrections in our script?
Yeah, no, this error is like some configuration error. This is not a code error. This I have to check from my side once. Maybe I'll do it after this. But yeah, this is expected to work. So if you do it this way, it is expected to work. This is actually, I think the test cases are not configured correctly. So this error you will not face in the OPP. So you can ignore this. This happens when the test case is not configured. But yeah, the other doubt which someone had, right? So user bin bash and bin bash both are same. If you see real path bin bash is a symlink too. So you can see this way maybe. So it is
so
not.
while giving OPP, we have to write the shebang, right? Because the
Yes.
TAs have been, and in the other classes, it has been told that like in BPT, we don't require to put the shebang. In BPT, even if we solve the question without the shebang, it will pass. Everything
Because there's no private test cases there, right?
Okay, but it was clearly told by TAs that it is not required in the OPP to put the shebang.
No. You need to have the shebang here. Otherwise, you'll face this error, which I showed up before this. So whenever you write a shell script, always have the shebang here. Give me 1 minute. Let me just see if there's some config issue, and we'll resume
So
after
this
this.
shebang code doesn't change according to our script extensions, right? For example, script.sh and script.set, both of the files should have the same shebang, right?
No, only shell scripts will have this shebang. Set scripts will have, ideally you don't need, because the way we run set scripts, it won't require any shebang. But if I'm talking in jail world, you'll need the sed executable. So you can actually go through what is a shebang. I think instead of understanding, you're memorizing, which is why you're getting these doubts, which makes no sense. So shebang is part of the interpreter which runs your script. So obviously a shell script and a sed script are run by different interpreters. Sed script is run by the sed interpreter. So there you will have path to sed, not path to bash. So only for the shell scripts, which is like .sh, you will have the shebang set to bash. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. Let me take a look at why this private test case is not working. I'll be back.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt in one question. One of the practice questions. That no course VM grep for grep we have 5 questions, right? So in that third question of the grep practice question, I have doubt.
Yeah, sorry, I was not here. Sorry.
Okay.
I missed your message. Yeah, so there was a basic configuration issue. I flipped that. So there's no change required from our script. So I can again show you. So the same script which we wrote, right? So if you do intro eval, it should pass both the public and the private. So I'll just go through again the same thing because this is the biggest issue that comes up. Is if you don't put the shebang, you will get the exec format error, right? So this you should already know. Like if you by mistake still forgot, on seeing this, it should quickly remind you that, oh, I just forgot the shebang. You should not ping the invigilator why I'm getting this, because you should already be familiar that your shebang is missing. And so you can put bin bash or you can put user bin bash, doesn't matter. Both are the same interpreter. So then if your script is correct, you'll get the passed. We now discuss the first question. Just let me know if you have any doubts in this. Otherwise, I'll move on to more general topics for the first question of this terms of things you should be familiar with.
So 1 second, can you show the answer?
Yeah, sure.
So do we have a PDF to refer to the previous OP and the answer sheets?
I don't have now. I can make one if it is required.
Yeah, please, it will be of great help.
Yeah, sure.
Solving OPP practice problem, sir.
Which one?
No, the question is from which question, sir? Like OPP practice.
Yeah, this is
that one
NPP
or
one. NPP one, which is last terms of OPP.
Sir, for the first question, do we need to assume the fact that there will be no tiebreakers in the sorting?
Sorry, I could not hear you.
Sir, I've written in the chat box. Can you read it?
One second.
NPP has been released. Okay.
New rule announced, we should get at least 20 marks in OPP1 so that we can get this.
Above one,
Okay.
yeah.
Do we need to assume that there will be no tiebreakers? No, here what we did was, it was mentioned that you sort in descending order of the count, and then if there is a tie, you sort in descending order of the extension, alphabetical order. So you can see here, right? MP4 comes before MP3, like this, or P comes before D. So which we get for free using sort minus NR. So it will sort first column numerically, second one, because it's not a number, it will sort normally. And it's in reverse order.
Okay.
Yeah. There was some other. Yeah.
Here, sort n minus nr means reverse order, and minus n means.
R means reverse order, minus N means numeric sorting. Okay, a few things to keep in mind. So this, I've seen many people get tripped up. So that's why I'm mentioning specially, which is about symlinks. Okay, so this might be useful for your OPP. So I'll give you an example. So let's say I create a temporary folder, right? And I go inside that temporary folder. Currently it is empty. Let me create some folders. A, B, C, and then inside I create some folders, D, E, F. I'm just creating randomly. So if you see, I have like something like this. So let's say I want to let me create a file inside AE called X. So if you see, I have inside inside E, I have a file called X. Let's say I want to create a symlink. So hopefully all of you are familiar with what a symlink is, symlink or soft link. So let's say I want to create a soft link to X present inside A, right? So A, we have D, E, F. There will be another file, which will be a soft link pointing to X, which is inside E. So the command, hopefully all of you already know, is ln. Right? So if you see man ln makes links between files. So ln target and then the directory, or sorry, the first soft link, it will be like this, target and then the link name. Right? So the first argument should be linked to what, and second is stored it where. So can anyone tell me, and we obviously, if you see, we need -s, right? So if you everyone should be familiar already. So -s makes a symbolic link. So if I do ln -s, can anyone tell me what paths I need to put in the first and second argument? So I am currently here in the current directory. A is in my current directory, A, B, C. Inside A,
Dot slash dot
dot slash
then X.
dot slash A
Dot.
slash E.
Wait,
Dot
wait.
slash
No,
One
sorry,
plus.
not
yeah,
D.
dot slash A
Slash
dot
A E.
A
What
E.
Yes.
A
Dot
E
slash
X.
dot E dot slash E slash F slash X.
Okay, and the
Now
second thing.
and
What is the name
now
of
the
the
location or the name, new name.
Is this a
New name.
BPT question or we?
No, this I'm giving an example. This is not a question.
Then name
It
of
was
the link.
this. Name
It is the path also, sir.
path. Yes,
And
yes. So most of you are
it is,
telling the wrong thing. It is path of the
So
link.
yes,
So
it is
dot dot double dot slash 8 slash in your code ln -s.
No, we don't need double dot here because
No, no,
we are
not
already
there. The initial one.
okay, you're saying it should be like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
and
then temp slash
sorry.
no, double dot will
temp
take it to its
temp.
parent directory.
It is into the temp, right? Temp.
No, I'm already inside temp.
So
Wait one second. So I'm already inside temp. You don't need to mention temp. So the first one is the path to the like file target, which is
Target.
X, and the link. Let's say the name of the link is Y. So what should I write here?
Y.
And Y should be present inside A.
Dot Y. Dot slash Y.
dot A dot Y.
dot A
Sorry,
dot slash A slash Y.
Okay.
Okay,
So
if it is inside A, then slash
that's the problem statement. It has to be inside A. Okay. So this is wrong. And most people make this mistake. So first of all, it won't obviously be dot dot because I don't want to go. Second thing is this path, second path, which is path where I want to create the link. This is correct. This has to be relative to my current directory because I'm creating this file. So from my current directory, I go inside A and there I want a new file called Y, which is correct. Also, the dot slash is actually not required. If you don't give it, default is it takes from current directory only. So just A slash Y is fine. This part is incorrect. The reason is most people make this mistake. This path should not be the relative path to the target from your current directory. This should be the relative path to the target from the link. So if the link is inside A, so if it's A and Y, right? So A will have 3 folders, D, E, F, and the link Y. So from inside A, the relative path is just EX. So it should be like this. Take a look at this and let me know if there's any doubts. I'll wait for a few seconds.
So what was the earlier one, sir?
Earlier, which most of you said is AEX. Right? So I can create this and show you actually. If I create this, if you see the output of tree, you can see this is red color, right? It is red because it's a broken link. You can also verify it in other ways, like write something into AEX and you can cat AY. So you can see, first of all, it says no file or directory because the link is broken. And secondly, if you do real path of AY, why is it saying AY is there? But yeah, real path again, it tells you that no such file or directory because the link is broken. Right? So this is
target is what you said. Target is X, which is within the A/E folder.
Yes.
So we are actually creating a soft link for a target, which is sitting inside E folder.
Yes.
So we need to give a path to find for the system to find the target, right? So that's why we are saying
No.
A/E/X.
That is wrong. So we don't want to give path from my current directory. We want to give it relative to this link.
Okay, means the position we will create the new link.
So that's why.
Related to that.
Yes.
Relative to the target, relative to the where you are creating a
Yes,
link.
yes. So let me remove this A/Y. Right. So now I've removed that broken link. Now let us again try to create. Right. So now I will remove this. So this is the correct way, because if we have the Y here, like assume it's D, E, F, and then Y. From the Y's perspective in this folder, he has to go into E and then there is X, right? So he's already
So you're saying only one parent you have to go behind in both the cases.
No, if
it is X,
I'll
then
show
we
you.
have to go up to E, and Y is
Yes.
in A, so only one parent up, like the
Yes. I'll show you another example to make this more clear. But yes, here as you can see, it's like for Y, it will be just go in E and X. So this would be the correct one. Now you can see this is not red. This is blue.
Sir, we are currently where?
You are outside A. You are in temp, which has A, B. You can see from this tree output, right? That's what
we are creating it inside A.
Yes. So what you put as the first argument has no relation to where you are at all. It is only related to where your link is present. So if your link is inside A/X, if it's inside B, let us come to that after this. I will discuss what we will. But here you can also verify it. So you can see cat AEX value is hello, cat AY is also hello. So it's the link is working correctly. You can also verify with real path. Real path AY, it gives you AEX. Right. So
but sir, this recently this 50 question list has been released, no? On the what is that portal? Open classroom GDB.
Online GDB.
Online GDB. In that, there are many questions related to the soft link, and I use the same concept, like that relative path, not what you explained just now. But in most cases, it showed me test case fast. That's what I was confused.
That is why, because those questions actually ask you to create the soft link in your current directory.
Okay.
That's why but both of them are the same. Having that conception actually is wrong, and that will fail in the other cases. That's why I'm giving these examples.
That's where I was confused. Those test cases are passing. In most of the test cases, it passed. Suddenly, this new, not a new, but probably it's a misconception from it.
Yes, no worries. Okay. So let's say I want to again create a link to X, but now inside B, right? So just inside B, I want to create. What will be the command? let's do the second argument first. So the first argument is something. Second argument is where I want, which will be b/z or something like that, right? So I want the link to be named z and present inside b. So I am in temp, A, B, C are there. Inside B, I want, there are 3 folders already. I want another file in B named Z that will link to X. So now what do we put in the first argument?
Sir,
Again, you're making the exact same mistake.
So we'll come
Sir, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
You need to create a link named Z inside B that points to this X.
So we have to assume
EX,
we are
Sir,
Yes,
here current
exactly.
directory is taken as B, sir.
Yes. So first you have to come out, right? So first thing you need to do is ... So from your inside B, you have to come out to temp. Then you have to go inside E, then E. Sorry, go inside A, then E, then X. So this is the correct path for this.
So the explanation is Z is inside B. So the relative to B will be, we have to come out of B.
So we have to
Yes,
check first the
exactly.
soft link, in which where, and then we have to reversely come to the main link. Where
It's
we are
basically relative path from
Got it.
the link to
The
the
soft link.
target.
Okay.
So sir, to validate my understanding, we should first
one more way you can say that is we have to imagine.
we should first assume that we are within that target location and then trace back to build a path. Is that correct?
Yes, you can do it. That is one way of doing it. So what people do is they CD into the place where they want to create the link. So the second argument is just the name of the link, because you are already where you want. So you just give Z or just give name of the link. And then putting the path in the first argument is easy because it is same as path from current directory. So which is what most people do to avoid this confusion. I would also recommend that in most cases. But you should still know that this one does not depend on your current directory. This only depends where your link is.
So the same thing is applicable for hard link also?
No.
Or
This is
hard
only
link
for soft. Only for.
Okay. So hard link we can still use the same reference.
Yes, you should. So in hard link, you have to resolve the file during creating the link. So it has to be from your current directory. Soft link, you don't resolve anything at all. You just store this. So whatever I put as the first argument, right? This string is exactly stored inside the link. It never does the resolve when creating the link.
Okay.
So that's why it doesn't matter where you are compared to that file. But in hard link, it resolves the file. So it needs to have the correct path. So here also you can see it's a valid link. It's blue. So
sir, can you show us how this problem can be done if we first CD into where we want to create the soft link?
Excuse me, sir.
And then we create the soft link.
Okay, let's do that one last time. The answer will be exactly the same. It's easier for your intuition. So I won't string this long for too much. Let's say I want another link called what do we call it? I'm out of alphabets. Let's say test.
New link.
Anything. So test or new link. So I want a link named test, and I want it inside D. So last one we created inside B, right? So inside B I created Z. Now I want inside D, again point to the same X file. So simpler ways, first go inside. So CD B D. So now I am inside B D. So then again create the link LNS. Name of the, so first argument I'm keeping blank for now. Name of the link is test. So I don't need to give any other path because I'm already where I want the link to be. So I just give name. And now this thing is simple because it is same as your relative path also. So what will this be? First argument.
Same dot A
slash D. A slash D.
A.
Again, you guys are
Again
not.
dot.
You have to come out twice, right? So from D, if you're coming out your B, again you have to come out to the root here, right? So we have to do
Then
two
go
dot dot.
inside. Then go inside A E
slash.
Yes. So this is the correct link, and you can again verify that this is, again, you can see it's not a broken link.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that part? Why did you write test over there?
No, this is just name of the link we created.
Okay.
Because I'm already in the folder where I want the link, I don't have to give anything else, right? I just give name of the link. Earlier examples we were doing from the root. I was here. From here I was creating. So that's why I have to give the path where I want the link. Now I am inside where I want. That is what someone wanted to see. Right? So then I just give the name. One advantage to this is in most of your terminals, this path expansion can be done automatically. So if you just do dot dot and press tab, it will show you what are the things in dot dot. Then you realize, okay, I still don't have access to A. So I do again dot dot and you press tab and it will show you, okay, now I am in the root, I can go into A. So I press A, I press tab, it shows me, okay, there is these folders. I know I have to go into E. I press tab and I see that the file is there. So this is one benefit that is there, but it's only there if you have half of the files created and half you are creating now. If you're doing it in a script, you don't have this advantage.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So it won't take too much time again on this because basically we have taken 1.5 hours. Let me quickly go through some other things. Yeah.
Sir, I have
one
a.
general
I,
question. Can I?
sir, I did a grep question actually. One grep question, which the question says that. Sir, can I say the question now or at the end of the class, sir?
Yeah, let's take it at the end.
Okay, sir. But I just created a conditioning and all, but the count is not at all taking. It is only satisfying the first condition itself, and only the first condition is running. The elif loops are not running. If you want, I can show my script also.
Let's take it at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
So others that who are not related to this, they can do the live session and leave, right? So won't take up others' time.
Okay, sir. One general question.
Yeah.
In your VM, the ID it is all showing in colors, no? This
Yeah.
container.
Yeah.
But in my case, when I log in, it's all just
Yes, sir.
simple
Just black
plain
and white
color.
for me also.
So that tells me you guys have not gone through the bash RC. Yes. Try to find it. It's a bit hard for me. Okay, I'll share this link, but.
Sir, I downloaded using WS, Windows subshell, that one. Windows subscription.
You can just get from the internet also, but basically in your home there will be a .bash RC. I think Prof also covers this, right, in some lecture. In the bash RC there are some settings which actually sets these colors. So none of these are done magically in minutes. So whenever you open a shell, your .bash RC is sourced, and that will basically set your prompt and all. So you can just set your prompt how you want, like if you want color or not. So this I copied from Debian's default bash RC. This I did not write it myself. I just Googled Debian bash RC. I copied it and I put it here. So what this does is it's few things, like you can see color prompt. If it's yes, it will set the PS1 variable. I think this you have gone through it in some lectures. Week 10, I think.
lecture.
Week 10. Yeah. So PS1 is what sets your prompt. So if your PS1 is set correctly, you will see the. So these are the ANSI escape code for colors. So these things are set by your distro by default. Most of us don't tinker with it, and you also don't need to understand it. You can copy paste it, but you should know how this works, like in a overall thing. It's so, and some other LSs are there which you can.
Sir, for the OPP, will we have to do this setup on our own, or it will be set up?
No, we won't have any bash RC. If whatever how you want to configure, you can do yourself. So we will give you access at 5. So questions are released at 6. So from 5 to 6, you can, if you want, you can do some configurations and all. That's totally optional. You don't have to do also. Even without it, like for example, the synchro output, right? So if you do synchro eval, this output, this will still be colored even if you don't make any changes. So this does not depend on your bash RC and all. So only this like colorful prompt and all, this comes like if you set your bash RC correctly.
Sir, and one more thing. Sir, in the grep command, if you use unique minus C, that command, it is having a trailing, I mean, white spaces it is having before the
Yes.
output. So it
Yes.
is not matching with that thing, the test case. Just because that a space is coming before that, it is not matching. But all the, I mean, test cases are correct. But before the output of us, there are some white spaces. So how do we, do with that, sir? We are getting error because of it. All the test cases
So
are failing.
yeah. So in this NPP one, the expected output also has that space, so it is passing. But if in some question it does not expect the space, and your output has the space, then you have to remove that, right? So you can obviously remove like with sed or something, remove the any spaces at the start. So these are trivial substitutions you should already be familiar with. I should not be telling you how to remove like. Let me
I just
quickly
got to
find.
know afterwards with the set command we just do, but I can't even find which one is producing that. I mean, oh no, three commands are the sort command, unique minus C. I don't understand which command is producing those spaces. That's why I confused.
Okay, see, so hopefully you're not copy pasting this, right? You're building this one by one from
Yeah,
understanding,
yeah,
like how we did.
yeah, yeah.
If building it one by one, obviously, till here you will run, you will see there's no space. Then you will run the next one and you will see there is a space. So it should be clear that the last command is adding the space, right? If you're not copy pasting, if you're building one by one from your understanding, then I don't see how it is hard to debug which command is adding the space.
So can we do exactly this way in our OPP, like to check
Yeah,
each
sure.
command
Yeah, so
before
you,
building or putting
yeah,
it into the script?
yeah. So the script and synchro eval is required to actually submit your submission, but nothing is stopping you from doing anything in command line, creating examples or readings. You can also read the public test cases. No, nothing is stopping you from trying things out in the command line. So that is actually the encouraged way of solving the OPP. So you don't just open the script and write things without any feedback and expect it to work. Because no one can write scripts like that. Even if I try to write a script myself also, I'll get some errors. So easiest way is just do things in the command line, see how things work, and slowly build the script. Or even if you have written half of the script, run it and see what is not matching, and again fix it. So that trial and error is part of like the expected process that you do during the OPP.
Sir, and one more thing, that same code, actually they are asking us to print, if they ask us to print the count and the match sequence, like in the specific format, like the sequence, colon, and the count. How do we do that format? Sir?
That again you can do with sed, right? So by doing replacement. So here, this is one example I showed you, which you were asking, how do I remove the space? You just match the space and substitute it with nothing, right? And then the space will be gone. Another, you're saying, how do I like show first
If
this,
suppose
then
I'm
colon,
just
and then
unique. I'm just using the unique to count and sort and unique to count basically.
yes,
So the
yes.
match line I have to print with the colon and then the count how many times it has come. That way. So I just use the if conditioning and
So
echo condition.
you can do it in sed, right? So what I want to print this, then colon, and then this. So I can just match this first in the sed because I already have the output. So I can match that. I have some digits. Right?
Are you
Let
presenting
me.
something here?
I am presenting, right? It's
Yeah.
visible.
I can see only blank screen. Just a minute. I'll just rejoin.
Okay.
Yeah. It is coming now. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I want to match the digits and then a space, and then there is some other thing. I don't care what it is. So then I need to just group them, right? So these are things part of the sed that you should be familiar with. So I group these. So the first group I am matching is the numbers, and the second group is anything after that. In between, I have a space, which is this space. and I substitute that in the reverse order. So second group colon first group, and I get it this way. So okay, I don't think this is matching correctly. Let me try this with A to Z. Sorry, 0 to 9. Okay, what is wrong here? Oh, right. Because I removed the other thing, right?
Just wanted to print in the same format. Like I just used grep command, and then
So
I
this
just
is our input, right?
yes, sir. Like some access.log file or something, like one by one giving the lines. So we have to match some part of that line using the grep.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to understand why this set command is not working. Numbers and then space and dot star. Any idea, anyone?
Sir, the idea
So
I had was
maybe we don't
like
need
I just read the
substitute
line,
as
first line, and just using grep, and
No, I think I lost you. Is it my internet or we lost him, right?
No, you're audible.
Yeah.
You're audible.
You are audible.
I
It's
just
voice
had
code.
like only, for example, they are asking us count for 4 OSs, a variable. I just said if that variable is equal to example in X, then count is count S plus A plus plus. Similarly, if other OS Windows B plus plus, like that I used, and then I just printed using echo Windows colon the count variable, which I used increment.
Yeah. Yeah, that is also a
Inside the
valid
if condition.
solution. Yeah, that is also. So if you're doing with like in a script, right, using while loop, reading line by line, that is also.
I could see, I could not, I can get the output, but the count is not proper. It is like something improper. I don't know. I read the input properly.
Okay, that I cannot debug from like just hearing from it, but there will be some presentation errors. Yeah.
Yes,
Sir,
sir. Yes, sir. I'll
it's
just
a
take the
specific
snapshot at the
question,
end
sir.
or
Maybe we
attach it.
can take it later, Shyam sir.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll take it at the end. So let's move on to a few other things that I want to cover. So just give me 1 minute. I'll be back. Yeah. Let us continue. So I will go through some of the topics that are important for this coming OPP. Right? So I won't obviously cannot cover the full syllabus or also the other NPPs. So I actually it's better if you actually try to solve the NPPs. It will instead of just seeing how to solve it. Right? So I've done the NPP 1.1, but I won't be doing the other ones. So instead.
NPP already released in the VM portal?
Yeah, in the course VM, it's there.
Okay, I just want to have one thing. You have negated the dot here. It is too many times, basically.
This one?
Yes.
That is so that if there is a file name which has multiple dots, it will only match the last one.
Okay.
We discussed this more when we were doing this earlier, so you can take a look at the recording once the session is over. Yeah. So let me quickly go through some other commands that you should be familiar with that will help. Like without it also you can do like you guys saying, right? So you can write bash scripts and just do inside a script, or you can just run everything inside awk also. So each question you can solve in like 4 or 5 different ways. I'll just show you some commands that if you are familiar with and you know how they work, you can actually solve the questions in usually one line or 1 or 2 lines. Right? So a few commands, if you're not familiar, I'll just go through them in briefly. Right. So first command is the paste command. So each time I just urge everyone to just go through paste because it's a very simple command. If you see the man page also, that's all. It just has like 2 or 3 flags. So it's a very simple command, but it is a very powerful command. So what paste does is a very simple thing that, let's say I have 2 files. So data1, where let me just add some data. So let's say I have some names of people. And let's say I have another file, data2, which may not be of same number of lines, but like it can be anything. So let's say I have these 2 files. If I print them, you can see do that cat. So these are the 2 files, data1, which is like name of these people, data2, which is name of fruits. If I do paste data1, data2, what this will do is it will put them side by side. So first line, a tab, and then the first line of the other file. So file 1 and file 2. Again, second line of file 1 and file 2. Third line of file 1 and file 2. And because only this has 4 lines, this does not have, so it's only the 4th line. So there's no tab here. Now, one of the, if you see here, I think this got broken. So one of the flags that we have in paste is -d, which is the delimiter to use. Similar to cut, right? So in cut also we use -d to set the delimiter. So here, if you set the delimiter, by default it is tab. So if you set the delimiter to, let's say, colon or something, and data1, data2. So then you can see instead of the tab, it is coming with a colon. So we have first line of first file, colon, first line of second file, like this. So it will just put all these things side by side. If you have 3 files also, you can give any number of files. If I give same file also, it will just put after this. And so there's no limitation on how many files you can give. So you can see I've done 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. So that's why I'm getting in this order. So you can give any number of files to paste, and it will just put all of those files side by side of their corresponding lines. With -d, I can set what delimiter is added between each. There's also another thing that many don't know about this -d, is this is actually a list of delimiters. So if I give, let's say, colon and then dash, so what it will do is it actually cycles between those. So it will show the first column, then put a colon. Then the second column, it will put a dash. Then third column, again colon. Then again dash. Right? So it cycles between the two. I can also give, let's say, 3. And you can see it's colon dash star. Again, it goes back to colon. So in most cases, you don't need multiple delimiters, but you should know how this works. So if you give just one, it will use that one for all the columns. But if you give multiple delimiters, it will just use each of them one by one. Right? So hopefully this part is clear how paste works. The second thing is -s. Right? So what -s does is it will just paste one file. So if I do paste and just the file 1, you can see that is same as cat. It just printed out the file, right? But because there's nothing else to paste it to its side, what minus s will do is it will treat each line itself to be put side by side. So this is a very useful, in most cases, like with minus s, is a very useful thing to do in the command line, because sometimes you have things in multiple lines that you actually want in the same line. And here also you can use the minus d. So I can make it, let's say, comma. So now you can see this is a very quick and easy way of converting a list of like names or anything, list of anything coming one element per line into one line of comma separated elements. And the benefit this has is it will not have a comma at the end. So another way people do this is, if I do cat data one, what people do is they substitute \n with comma, which is substitute new line with comma. This also works, but as you can see, there is also a comma at the end of this, right, which you might not want in some cases. So this is one way of cleanly doing this. So you can take all the lines and put them side by side. Just let me know if till here it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, if you look at the man page for the minus s option, it says paste one file at a time instead of in parallel. So here we looked at, in your example, we looked at a single file with a text, like basically transposing the text into from column to row. But how it works with the file, because it's manually
If I
says
give two files, let's see. So it will do one at a time. So the first file it will print this way, then the second file.
Oh, okay, understood.
Okay, and I'll just show another use case of this. So the same thing. So there's just two flags useful, and we have already covered them. Z is just that line delimiter is null, not new line. It's in very French cases. This is useful. Like instead of new line here, you want a 0, like the 0 byte.
Presentation again gone blank, sir. Can you just once again come off and do present again?
Is it blank for everyone? The screen is not working.
No, it's visible.
No,
I think
it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly
I think it's a
Visible, sir. It is.
it's a issue from your side.
Yes, I think his side also a fault.
Sir, is this criteria that we should use minus d option only after data 1, data 2, or
No,
it can be
you
combined with
can,
minus s?
You can put it anywhere. Yeah, you can put here
you can
also.
say minus s, minus d. Okay.
Yes, you can put together also. You can put separately also. Anything works. So these things also you can figure, like play around also. So that helps during OPP when you don't have that much time. Yeah, so this is basically it. The most of the use cases of paste, either with S or without S. I'll show you another thing that like it's the same thing, but food for thought. So let's say I have this number 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I have this number 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to find the product of its digits. So how can I do this with paste?
PC, you have to pass it on to
Yes,
PC.
simply use paste and BC, pipe BC.
So okay, pipe BC part is simple. Paste, what do I write?
Paste minus SD and plus.
I want product.
Plus.
Product is
product multiple sign here, asterisk sign.
Asterisk, right? So if,
and pipe BC.
Okay, why is this? Oh, sorry, my bad. So here this won't work because it is already one line, right? So this only works if I have something like this. 1 second. If I have something like this. So if I have multiple numbers and I want to find their product, then I can do paste minus st. So I will get something like this, right? So each line will come in one line with the star sign in between them. Now, because this is a mathematical expression, I can just pass it to BC and I can get its value. And BC is the basic calculator. Okay. So if you have, let's say, multiple numbers that you want to multiply or add, you can do it this way. You can also actually do it for one number. There is another simple command that can be used for this. Any idea, anyone, before I show it? There's two ways of doing this actually. One you should already be familiar. Another is a very small command. Okay. So the simple one that you should already know. So let's say I have something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want this output. I want each digit on its own line. How can I do that with grep?
Grep negative O.
And the pattern?
0 to 9.
Yes, exactly. So the reason this works is -O will print each match in its own line. So here, even though this is just one line, this pattern is a digit. And this will match for 1, it will match for 2, it will match for 3, and it will match for 4. So that because there are 4 matches, it will print each match on its own line. So now you can see I've taken one number and made it into 4 lines. So then obviously I can do the same thing we were doing earlier, right? And I can get the product of the digits of the numbers. There's another way to do this instead of grep, which is, I'll show you the man page first, which is the fold command. So what the fold command does is, if you, let's say, have a very long line, right? And I want to, let's say, fold it in between. So let's say I can only read at max 20 characters. I cannot read more than that. So what I can do is I can say fold with a width of 20. So you can see -W is the flag. I can say fold with a width of 20, and it will fold this line into multiple lines so that each line is 20 characters or less. So you can see,
change it to 1, then it will become a column.
Yes, exactly. If you make it 1, then each character will be in one line. There are also some other flags you can take a look. So, for example, in here, I think here this works. But let me print this again. So here, let's say if I make it 15, it's still working. So here you can see what happens is it broke this word, right? So hello, this is a V, and then the rest part of very is here. If you don't want it to break a word into multiple lines, you can give the -S flag. So what -S will do is it will only break at word boundaries. So instead of breaking at V, which is the maximum this line could be, it broke a little before at this space, so that the word is not broken. So if this is a behavior you want, there's also a flag for that. Right? But yeah, for our use case, what we were saying, right? So to get each digit of a number in one line, we can simply do fold with a width of 1. So I'll get each digit in its own line. Same as the grep solution. Right, so these are two very simple commands, like literally 2 or 3 flags that can be very useful, especially when combined together, like we saw. So with paste and with BC, everything. Also, if you're using star, be very careful. It is working in this case because my current directory is empty, or okay, not empty, but it has, I don't know why it's working then. But yeah, okay, it's because I did not have a space here. But as you can see, now it's getting some error, right? It's getting error because it's coming like this. So it's coming like this because the star is interpolated by bash first, and it actually substitutes, instead of star, it puts data1, data2. You can see by doing echo. So it will actually, instead of star, it will put data1, data2. So this becomes paste -SD, data1, data2. So then paste takes the file and then prints the files instead. So whenever you're using star and all, make sure to always quote it. Then we get the correct behavior.
Just to convert into a sum of the number, individual digits, so just replace with the plus sign.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Right, so that is one thing. And similarly, you can also work with like multiple files or multiple numbers, and you can use paste to do all these manipulation. Right, and another small thing, you already gone through TR, but I would say go through the other flags of TR also. So -D is one such thing which is useful. So if you want to just delete some characters, so let's say I have hello and I want to delete the character L. So -D will just remove it. So I don't have to give anything else to replace it with. It will just delete it. So as you can see, all the instances are dropped. So that's one thing. Another is squeeze. So what squeeze will do is, if there is adjacent repetitions, it will drop multiple and make it only one. So here you can see I had two L's, it will make it only a single L. Even if I have multiple L also, it will make it a single L. This is useful if in some outputs there are a lot of spaces, but you want only one space. So then you can simply do tr minus s and put a space. So it will squeeze all these spaces into exactly one space, which is useful in ls minus l output. So here sometimes like the size can be more or less, right? So the gap between this and this will be different. Let me see if I can do that. 1 second. So if I do at minus c from dev random store it in. So now you can see I have this file called spam that has 10,000 characters. Right? So it's 10,000 bytes. This is the file size. So now because this file size is big and these file sizes are small, there is an uneven number of spaces. Right? So here there is more, here there is less because this is 3 digits. Here it's more, here it's only one space. So this looks good if I am printing it to the screen and a human is reading. But if let's say I just want to pipe this ls minus l output into cut command, and I want only some column, right? So if I want only the last column, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, eighth column, right? So then it won't work because there are different number of spaces in each line. So simplest way is to just squeeze these spaces. So if you do minus s space, now you can see every duplicate spaces have been squeezed. So here also it's one space, here also it's one space. So then it becomes easy to like cut by space or do anything and get the 8th or 9th. I think it was the 9th column. Yeah. So this is one useful use of tr command. So just go through these. C is also a useful flag sometimes. And so tr is one such command. And finally, obviously, the sed and awk, which if you see last like 4 or 5 terms paper, it is always like you'll always have a question from sed and you'll always have a question from awk. So those are a few safe bets. If you don't have any time, you can just go through practicing the sed questions and awk questions. We also have in our VM itself, we have a lot of sed questions. We have a lot of awk questions also. You can go through and practice those as well. A few things to again remember in awk, like hopefully you already know things like FS for field separators, OFS output field separator, right? And in sed, one thing that I like, there are multiple things obviously in sed, but the biggest thing that most people miss out is the minus n flag. So sed can work in 2 ways. One is with minus n, which means it will not print each line automatically. It will only print if you ask it to print something. And one is without minus n. So I'll quickly go through. So I have this data one file, right? So if I do sed on this and I say substitute capital A with let's say lowercase a. So you can see this capital A of Alex, right? It got substituted to lowercase a. Other A's are lowercase already, so they are not affected. So this is printing all these lines because sed is running without a minus n. If I put a minus n, then nothing is printed. Right? So these two different ways of running set you should be familiar with, and you should know how to make something print in either way. So for example, in this, if I want to print just the line that got substituted, I can put a P here at the end of substitution. So what this will do, it will only print that line which got substituted. So other lines, as you can see, there is no capital A. So there was no substitution, so nothing is printed. If I want this same behavior, that print all the lines and also substitute. So in that case, what I can do is, instead of printing only on substitution, I can do two commands. One is P, which just means print. So if I don't give any address, any regex, anything to the left of the command, it means do for all the lines. So P is one command, then semicolon to denote that this is the next command, and substitute capital A with lowercase a. So this will, as you can see, print all the lines. But this line, it is not actually printing the substituted one, which is because we did the printing before the substitution. So if you put the print after the substitution, so now you can see this is printing all the lines along with the substitution. So you should know how to get like both behavior from both modes. So because when you're writing the set script in OPPE, you won't be controlling whether it is run with -n or without -n. So you should be familiar with how these things work. So in either way, you can produce the required output. Right? So you can see if it was not run with -n, I can just give the substitution and I get the output. If it is run with -n, I can just put a P at the end to print all lines. If you also want some different behavior, like print only the lines that are substituted, we can also do that by putting it directly in the substitute.
But sir, why you are saying that we cannot control when or where the negative n will be put?
Because in OPP, usually how the question is asked is you have to write a script.set. So you have to write a set file, set script file, and you don't run the command directly.
And an interesting option I got to know while solving question was the minus capital A in grep, sir.
Minus capital A in grep.
Sir, can you finish what you were saying?
It is, and also that no
can
group
you finish,
are
please,
also
what
we
you
have
were
to.
saying?
1 second. So first of all, please don't all talk together. And second of all, yeah, let me at least finish what I was saying. So I actually forgot what I was saying. But yes, the reason you cannot change this is because if you can also see in NPP 1.4 also. So you will be asked to write not a script.sh file, but a script.set file, which is just the set script. Like it basically you put each of these command in one line. So this will be one line and this P will be one line. You don't need the semicolon in that case. So you're expected to write a set script. So there you don't call the set command at all. That is done automatically by the synchro event. So if it is called with a -n, then you have no other way, like you cannot change this. If you go into the NPP 1.4 also, this is an example of how you can see. So they will tell you in the instruction, it will tell you that your command is run this way. So sed -ef. So here you can see it is not run with -n. So it will print everything. In some question, it can be that it is run with -n. So you don't get to change this. You are only writing this script.sed file. And so hopefully this is clear. Yeah, someone was saying something. Grep -a.
That -a option in grep, which was not taught in the class, but from the question I got to know that for capital A, we have to do some no group selector and something.
Yes.
So that
yes.
the lines after matching that also gets printed.
Yes. No, so that is not
like
for
if
that.
you mention two after
-a
the
itself,
capital A, the matched line, and then the two lines after that also gets printed. With
Yes,
some
exactly.
some delimiter between it.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Yes, so if I do something like this, it will print the match and then two lines after this. Yeah. So these are all like
Yes,
these flags you should not
and if
expect.
it matches again, if the match is coming again, it will have some differentiator between those two matches with that line.
Yes, let me see if I can show that. Something like this. No, it has to be after the. So this. Maybe I'm not sure, but yeah, you're correct. That's part of the Q grep question. I think Q grep 1 or Q grep 2. So yeah, so the main point is don't fixate on one flag or something, but the main point is that you should actually go through these man pages and see these flags and what they do. Don't just read it, because on reading you will never understand what it does. You should actually like run these and see how it works. If you don't understand, ask ChatGPT, ask Google how these works, and just run these and see what these do. Because in lecture, obviously, prof cannot go through everything. So it's the onus is on the student to go through, and you may not be also have like gone through this before OPP, but during the OPP also, if you know you need to do something, you should be able to open the man page and also find using the find. Yeah. So someone else was saying something.
Sir, regarding the set file which you said is A/A and P will be on a next line. Can you just explain that, sir?
Yeah. So in here, 1 second. I'm hearing myself. If I have a set file, so what were we doing? We were substituting A with A, and I was printing. Right. So these are two different commands. So in script file, set script file, you can just put each command in its own line, and this will work. So if I now run this, so script files are run with -f. So if I run this on data 1, I have to give the -n. Right? So you can see I'm getting the same output as I was getting when I was writing this way. So what I mean is, if you are writing the script in here, obviously you cannot put a new line here. Right? So the substitute is you just put a semicolon. So you can put multiple commands in one command line also by putting a semicolon. But if you're in a file, you can just put them in separate lines, so it's easier to read. You don't have to put semicolon and put all in one line.
So we have to write shebang over there in the script, like.
Okay, so that's also one thing
said
that
-f.
Yeah,
So -n we can put it over there, right? The
no,
previous example, what you was, or
I'll tell you. So there are two things. One is if you're running it this way, you're running it by sed and then -f, then the file. Then sed reads this as a file and executes it. So whatever whether you put or not put, so as you can see, we did not put anything, right? We did not put any shebang. Even if you don't put a shebang, it will work. Even if you put, it will be ignored, because shebang is nothing but a comment. Right, so even if I put sed -n, let's say here, if I don't give -n here, that n is not read, because sed is reading this file as a normal file, and that first line shebang is actually a comment in all these interpreted languages: Python, sed, shell, bash shell also. So this is just a comment. So sed will ignore this, and this has no effect whatsoever. So as you can see, I put -n here, nothing is happening. The time this works is when you are running this directly. So if you, first of all, you have to make it executable for that. So if you're running this directly by doing /, if I'm doing /script.sed, right? So if I'm running it this directly, only then like your terminal will go into see the first line, whether it's a shebang, take this interpreter and run the interpreter and attach this like the contents like this file as the second argument. So few things you'll need for that here. You need f also, and also you need obviously the data. So now you can see it's working. So the putting things in the shebang will only work if it is run this way. And usually in your OPP, it won't be run this way. So as I showed you also, right? So if you go into NPP 1.4, do a synchro show. So you can see it will not be run with a dot slash, because if it's run with a dot slash, you can just write a bash script or Python script. You can write any script and give that shebang. You can give the shebang to point at bash, or you can give shebang to point at Python. So there's no control whether you're actually writing a set script. So it's actually going to be run this way only. So you cannot put the, like, even if you put the flag in the shebang, it won't work if it's run this way. It only works if you run
So,
using
but
dots.
in BPT, I've done that, and then means of course executable. I've made it, and then it was okay. So,
So
we
in
shouldn't be doing
PPT,
it in OPP.
no, I'm not saying you shouldn't. You can do, but that will not work. Is basically it. Because in OPP it will be run this way.
Then we have to every time give the said and then the within quotes and the normal way. What you are saying is otherwise when we put it up in shebang, then we don't use said for the.
No, that you're not understanding my point at all. You're not supposed to, in OPP, you won't be required to type out this. You will be required to just create the script file. So this is all you create.
So synchro eval will run this script.
Yes, yes. Once you do synchro eval, that will run it directly. It also shows you how it will run. So it will run it exactly this way. So you don't have to do this. If you want to run on some custom input, you can do it. So this is how you will run. But synchro eval, if you do, it will run this script directly. So you don't have to write sed and flags and all. You just write the script. So please go through the 1.4. I think then if you have these doubts, it will be clear once you have solved the NPP 1.4. This question will also be kind of similar. So this can be helpful for you. Right. And so I was showing one thing. I showed one way. I'll just show the other way because that is also possible. Let me just recollect my thoughts 1 second. So what we have seen till now is if I have with minus n, right? And so then if I don't give an explicit semicolon p, then nothing is printed. If I give semicolon p, everything is printed. The reverse is if I don't have minus n, and let's say I only want to print the line that is substituted. So we already saw with minus n, we can do it this way, right? So substitute capital A with lowercase a, only lines that match, print p. So let's say this is the behavior we want, but sed is called without minus n and you cannot change it. So in that case, having a p will not work, right? Because if you see, having a p will print this twice. So once it is printing by default, again you're printing. So instead what you want is you want only to print this line and you don't want to print these lines. Any ideas how we can do that?
So we can do grep and then feed it in.
Minus E flag.
Minus E is just to like mark that this is a script and you can use to give multiple scripts. That won't do.
We can't use a grep and then do it, or we just need sed.
Grep again, as I said, you will ideally be writing a set script, right? So you cannot run this directly. You can only change things inside this.
Got it.
Except that pattern, we can delete the others.
Yes, exactly. That is the solution. So what you do is first you do the substitution and then you can again match that pattern. And I think it goes after. Except that pattern, delete all other lines. Or did I do it wrong? Oh, now it won't work because we have already substituted it.
You need to give small a.
Yeah, but then it will match others. But this is basically the way to do this. Or I can show with maybe one. So here what I'm doing is print only the first line. But ideally you won't be doing this. You will be using a pattern. Right? So what happens if I do it first? I think that will work. So if I do...
Might not be the first line.
So we won't be doing that. So I think this should work. Yeah. So what I'll do is first I'll match that pattern. And any line that does not match that pattern, drop that line. So I will basically only have the first line, like first line here, but it can be any line. So only lines that match the pattern will be there. Other lines will be dropped. Then we do the substitution and we substitute whatever we want. So as you can see in the, when we had -n and we wanted odd lines for P, we needed to have the P at the end because we want to print after all the substitutions are done. Similarly here, if we want to drop lines, we have to do the pattern matching before, because after then it won't be able to match anything. Right? So these few things, like how to work with and without -n, you should be familiar. Just let me know if this is clear, how we did this last part.
This is getting very complex.
Yeah, but it's basically like have the pattern, right? So if I want just this pattern, see how does this work? It's basically if this pattern is matching, we replace that and we print. So we only print those lines where this pattern is matching. So we just invert that here. So lines that don't match this pattern, we delete that line. So if you remove the substitute, you can see this will basically only print the line where this pattern is matched. And then you can just go on and do your substitute.
So from the week 1 to week 4, there will be how many questions?
So it's not segregated that way, because week 1, 2, 5, these are like building blocks. If you don't know these weeks, it can also be possible you are not able to solve any question. So it's not like each week you're learning something new, right? It's foundations of things coming later. So there's no such clear cut division. Realistically speaking, if someone is not familiar with week 1, week 2, week 5, week 3, they, in most cases, what we've observed, they get either 0 or 20, like that. So it's not that all questions are coming from that week. You cannot say it that way. It's like if you don't know the alphabets, you cannot answer questions on poetry, because if you don't have the foundations, you cannot answer questions that are built on top of that. So those first few weeks are basically essential for everything. It's like it's teaching you how to work with system commands. From the later weeks, you can say awk will be one question, sed will be one question. But you can also use awk and sed for other questions also.
There is no restriction, no? It will be used by awk and it will be used by sed.
Yeah, last two questions usually have restriction, as you can see here. Right? So you have to write a sed script only. So cannot do it in other way. Similarly, if you go to NPP 1.5 and do synchro show, you can see you have to, you have to write a script.awk only. So your script will be run directly by the evaluator using awk. So you cannot write the solution for this question using other commands. You have to do it inside awk. Similarly, fourth question you have to do inside sed. But 1, 2, 3 usually they will allow you to do anything. So you can do in normal commands also. You can do first 3 questions in awk or sed also. But last 2 questions usually they are restricted.
Sir, one more doubt.
Yeah.
If we say input is given from the standard input, so there will be many lines which will be coming as an input, right? So we why read, like it will say.
Your voice is breaking. I didn't get you. Yeah, some internet connection from your end.
Now is it clear, sir?
Yeah.
So if the question says that it is taking input from standard input, and the input have many lines, okay? So the lines are given one by one, or it is given as a whole, so that we have to do while read and do the stuff, sir.
No, so lines by definition is one by one, right? So that's what lines mean. So input will be line buffered. You So that's if you want to do it like in a normal like C program way
Sorry, sir,
or
your
Python
voice
program
breaking.
way.
So can you please repeat?
Yeah. I think it's a network issue from your end. Can you try to get a better network?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
in hostel, so I'm trying my best to be in better network areas.
no worries. So what I was saying is the input is line by line only. If you're doing with like
Okay.
using while read, then you do it like one line at a time. But most commands like we saw today, right? So grep, cut, tr,
Yeah, great.
almost all commands already work on standard input. So you don't need to do any while loop at all. You can just write the command. It will automatically read from standard input.
Okay. Then it is processing line by line only. If they give it
Yeah.
totally as a whole, if they explicitly mention that, then only we have to go for looping. Am I right, sir?
No, even for line by line, you can do with looping. You can do while read line, like while read line two. And this will also like if
Yeah.
the input is line by line, it will read each line one by one in a variable called line, and you can do. So it depends on how you
Yeah,
want
in
to
some
solve this.
variable X we can store it.
Yes. So it depends on whether you want to do a imperative solution or a functional solution. So doing things in like we did mostly today in the command line, right? So where we just take one command, do a pipe, put another command, do a pipe. So that is usually how we do most things in Linux. So that is similar to functional programming. You take one input, give it to one function, take its output, give it as input to another function, and like that. Imperative is how you write C programs or usually how you write Python programs, where you just like go from top to bottom. So you define some variable, you read an input, you do some processing, you print. So if you want to write imperative scripts like in a bash script, you can do it with like while read line. If you want to do functionally, you can write a one-liner with pipes. So that
Okay,
is
sir. Okay, thank you
totally
so
up to
much.
you. Yeah.
Sir, I had a
Yes, sir.
question. Actually, when I'm going to read the question in the NPP and I'm exiting from that question, I'm going out of the shell script SSH. So, am I doing something wrong? Can you just let me know how do I just exit without exiting the SSH command?
Yeah, so if you do a synchro show, you're in this, let's say. So if it's a long question, you will be able to scroll like this using
Yeah.
the arrow keys or J and key. So
Yeah.
if you press Q here, you will come out of the question. But you
Okay,
will,
just Q will help me come out, huh?
yeah.
Okay, because I was pressing Control C and I'm going out of the shell script. Okay, thank you, sir.
You have to press Q there.
Sir, in the course VM, can you just please open if every doubts are over? Can you please open the grep third question, sir?
Which one?
Grep and the course VM question Q grep problem 3, sir. Q grep 3.
Okay.
This question, sir. So this one exactly. So I'm just trying to debug this question the entire day. So, but I'm not getting the proper output. So, can I just share my screen? Like I'll show my output.
Let me actually see what is I forgot what the question is. Okay, you have some log file like this. Okay, and then
Then we
yes.
have to. Yes, sir.
Okay, how many times each? So you have to print like this. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. For questions that have this Q dash, right? So the solution is already given. So you can take a look
Oh,
at
okay.
this script.sh. So this one is a bit involved. If I wait, let me open this editor. So
Solution given, sir.
2-3 solutions are given. This is the first solution. This is the second solution. This is the third solution. This is the fourth solution. You can go through like each of them or one by one you can go through. So I think this one is what is uncommented. So this will run if you run this. So what you do is you just need these 4 checks, right? Macintosh, Windows, Linux, and iPhone.
Yeah.
You
4
can just
checks we need.
you can iterate over them, and for each you can do a grep. So you can grep word count for that OS in the file. So because the input is coming once, right? So if you just do grep, the first grep will consume the entire input. and the next greps will not get anything. So in that case, what you can do cat and store it in temp. So what this will do, cat, if you don't give a file to cat also works on standard input. So it will
Yeah.
take all the lines from standard input, store it in a file called temp. Then for each iteration in grep, you can just give that file.
Okay, this is why I asked whether the file will take the whole input as a whole or line by line. So here it is taking as a whole. That's why we are storing it in a temp variable and processing it single line.
No, it's not like whole or line by line. See, if you run a grep here, right? So if let's say I did not do this line for this first line, and here I did grep without this file. So grep read from standard input. It will still read line by line, but it will read till the end of line. So how many ever lines? If there's 5, it will read 5 lines. If there's 500, it will read 500 lines. But that one grep itself will read the entire input.
It will only give one result.
So the next, like only for Macintosh, you will get the answer. For others, it will give 0, 0,
Yeah.
0. Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
exactly the same.
So that's in those cases when you need to iterate over the standard in more than once, then you can like either do in a while loop. So I think I have shown it here in the third solution. You can either do it in a while read line loop, or you can store it in a file.
If I do it in while read line loop, the last one, that is the else condition I have given for iPhone, that one, only that is coming. The rest others are coming as zeros. If I do it in while read.
No, it will work. So you can check this solution that is given. So you need to
Okay.
iterate over them once, and then you have to iterate over, like what I've done here is created a dictionary. So dictionary initialize everything to 0, iterate over the all the lines, and just increase the values whenever we see them. In the end, we just print each value of the dictionary.
Sir, the
Yeah.
QGrep,
Okay.
sir, the QGrep, so basically all the QGrep questions already have the solutions, is what you're saying?
No, all the Q question.
Q
Q
question.
QR, Q set, everything has solution.
And they are
Where
more
the
involved,
solution
is
can
what
be
you
found?
said, right? They are more involved, is what you said.
Yes, the Q dash questions are usually a bit more involved. It is for you to actually like learn more about how to solve these questions, like these lead code style or OPP style questions. It might be a bit more difficult than OPP questions.
So what
But if
about
you're
the
able to solve these, you will be more confident in OPP.
What about the VMT questions?
No, VMTs are obviously don't have solution. Right? They're part of the placement points.
Sir, can you help me with
Where can I see the
NPP?
solution? Sorry, I didn't get it. Just go one by one. Okay, no one is talking. Wait. Just raise your hand, whoever has a doubt. I'll call out your name. Okay, I'm assuming Keshav already has a doubt. Okay, no. Yeah, Devraj.
What is the submission date of VMT for the grading purpose?
For placement points?
Yes, for the total scoring, the VMT need to be
No.
submitted.
I mean, do you mean for system command scoring or for like placement
For
points?
Linux.
Oh, you are in ES, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not really sure about the grading doc. Is VMT part of your grading?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not
Yes.
sure. You have to ask Atul for that. Or I can ask him and get back to you. I'm not fully sure. If someone knows, can you let him know?
I think there is a mail saying 2nd September. Is it you?
Okay, then few more days.
Came in today actually. Earlier it was told that.
So where can we find the solution for those Q questions?
So it's there in the question directory. So /OPT SE2001. In the question directory only you will have.
Okay, sir.
So I've actually gone through all the things I wanted to cover. So if you have any doubts, we'll take the doubts. Once there's no doubts, we can wrap up. I think we already crossed 10 p.m. also.
So one
We'll have
thing.
one more session. So go ahead.
Yeah, Adrija.
Okay, so in the question we solved in class in PP 1.1, there was extra space in the beginning of the output. and the expected output matched, but suppose I did it in some other way and there is no extra spaces in front of the outputs, and maybe it's not even like very obvious to see from the results when I am trying to evaluate my solution. So how do I deal with such scenarios?
The the other way is simpler. If expected does not have space, you can remove it easily. If it has space and your solution does not have space, it's a bit harder to add, like, because
Yeah.
Unique C will add like dynamic amount of spaces based on how many the
Yes,
numbers.
exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, one way is you can use printf. So printf, just like in C, printf in Bash also supports like padding. So you can give a fixed width padding and it'll add that many spaces to the left. So that is one way of doing that. Other way is you can of course like change your solution to use the other tool. But yeah, even if you don't change the solution, you can use printf for fixed width padding.
Okay, so thanks.
Yeah, three look.
Sir, where is this
Will we
live
have,
session?
will we have one
It's
more session,
recording.
or this is the last one, sir, for the before OP?
I think there's one on. No, I don't think there is any more instructor session. There will be TA sessions Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday also, and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, Trilok. Or was this from Trilok? Then Shubhendu.
Sir, where is it? On which channel I will get this recording?
Recording will be in the calendar. So in the event, after a few hours after we stop the event, recording will be there.
Okay.
Any other doubts? Otherwise, we can wrap up. Can we check the public test cases? Yes. So this I forgot to show. Let me quickly show. Yes, you can check public test cases. Private won't be there, but public you can check. I'll quickly show for one. The process is same. So I got locked out.
So you said yesterday on tomorrow onwards the TAs will be conducting the session, so they'll also be there in the calendar.
Yeah, it's already there, right, in calendar. The TA sessions.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll quickly show you how you can. So you already know that Synchro Show shows you the questions, and I hope most of you already know that these files are stored in /opt se2001. So please don't create your solution there because obviously you won't have permission. Every term in OPP we get questions during the OPP that I'm trying to create the file inside and I'm getting permission denied, which means they have not done anything throughout the term. Right? So obviously you create your file in your home directory. Right? So the tilde means your home directory in their SE2001. But the questions are stored here. So if you want to see which questions are there, right? So you would have done something like this to see all the questions folders name. You can also go inside. So you can go inside NPP 1.1. So you can see these are the files there in NPP 1.1. So this public is basically the public test cases. This private won't be present for OPP. So only the public will be there. So there you can see these are the test cases, and each test case will have the input and the expected output. So one way to see all of them together is you can use the batcat command. And here you can just give star and star. So what this means is in /opt se2001 and pp 1.1 in public, in all folders. So this will expand to all the folders, so all the test case folder and all file inside. So which is just input and output file. So this will expand to everything, give it to batcat. So this will basically show you all test cases. So you can see this is first test case input. This is for that test case expected output. So this is the question we solved, right? So I think this you can understand what this means. So given these are the files, this is the expect. Similarly, you can go down, go up. You can see all the public test cases. You can only see the public, not the private ones. So this you can also, if you want, you can also, so this is part of, again, this video. So I'll share you this channel link if you guys don't have. So here we have this OPP tips and tricks, right? So here also we have covered how you can do this with an alias. So I will show you. For example, if I go into my bash RC, so let me copy this. So if I go into my bash RC and let's say I create a function here, PTC, like public test case. And so here what I can do is I can just have this. But here obviously you can see this is, every time I'm just showing NPP 1.1 test case, which is no use. If I am in 1.2 or 1.3, I want to see that. So instead of this, I can just make it like whatever is my current folder, you show that. So you can do base name PWD. So PWD is like print your current directory, right? So it will print the full path. Base name will give you just the last part of the path. I'll show you how this works also, but for the purpose of this, you can just copy paste this in your bash RC. No need to go through. So what this will do is, whichever question you are in, it will show you test cases of that question. So for people who are interested how it works, let me go into 1.1. So you can see, obviously, if I am in my home, my username SE2001 NPP 1.1, this is my full path. So when I do PWD, I get my full path. If I pass it to, so not pass, sorry, I think I have to give it to this. If I give it to base name as my arg, so what base name will do is it will give you only the last part. So this is a very quick way of getting the current folder name. So this is what we did. We took that and put it in here. So instead of NPP 1.1, give me whatever. So if I now source my bash RC. So now you can see if I run that function, I see the test cases of NPP 1.1. If I go into NPP 1.2 and if I run that, I see the test cases of NPP 1.2. So in times of OPP, when you don't have time to type out all this every time, these are like quick way to quickly see the test cases and all. I think I've also shown you how to see the evaluation script. Usually you don't need to see, but you can also see the evaluation script that way. So these are some tips and tricks just to speed up your process.
Can you share the link of this video?
Yeah.
So we have to create, or it is already present in container, right? Bash RC.
No, bash RC file by default won't be there. You can create if you want. So it's a personal preference, right? So each user can want some different customization. So each user can create their own bash RC in their own directory. It's totally customizable by you. So you can ignore
this will
most
be
of this.
different. So in OPP, we'll be having other terminal, right?
Yes.
So we have to again create over there.
You will be given like access at 5 p.m., which is 1 hour before. So in that 1 hour, once you have done the basic proctor verification and all, you can, if you want, you can create some shortcuts and all in your bash RC.
I think it is important to highlight here that we can copy the input file and do our some testing there only without running the Senko eval.
Yes, exactly. So that will let you like get more details about what your script is doing, what exactly it's outputting and all. I'm not sure about.
Can you please excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
Can you please explain me NPP once more, please?
Have you gone through, like, when were you here when we were discussing it?
Sir, I was cut off for a while, please. I'm sorry.
No, that's I'm just asking. So if you're cut off, you can watch the recording. I think that will be better. But the basic details is if you go into 1.1. I won't be going through the full explanation now, right? Because I've already done it. You can see the video. The basic thing is you're given names of files. You're supposed to print count of extensions. So if you have txt 3 times, you print 3 txt. If you have mp4 2 times, you print 2 mp4 and all that. So I'll show you the solution. Solution is extract the extensions, make everything lowercase because we want case insensitive. Sort and then find the unique count. So unique minus C will give you in that exact output format. So some spaces, then the number, and then the name of the line. And then you again sort it in the correct order. So the reverse numeric order. So solution wise, it's like a one-line solution. Yeah.
It's kind of a OPP question last year. There was one question which was like this. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, this
What
is last
NPP
term question.
question was on last term. We solved it, I think.
Yeah, this is actually NPP. All the NPP questions is last term question. This is 2062, right? So currently we are 2062. The NPP questions are 2061 last term. All right. Shall we close them? Other doubts?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night.